Hi there and welcome to BusterNet. You're back here with me on the Gloucester City Diaries. Yes, we're gonna start doing things differently now. Last season we ended with a 4-2-3-1. We used the 4-2-3-1 for large periods of the season, and then we did lose a few matches this season. We lost to Watford 4-3, and we also lost to Arsenal 2-1. So it's not an all world beating tactic. However, I still think it's a very, very good tactic. We also decided to do something differently. I mean, during this period, I didn't cover this whole entire period. I mean, we basically Champions League was pretty much okay. We played Inter Milan with a very interesting libero system. Uh, and the whole goal here was it was driven largely by discussions I had on the forums where people were talking about how difficult it was to defend from wide areas. And um, and defensive positioning and stuff like that. So I was more interested in pushing the AI. So I've gone back to basics, which is me creating tactics that beat the AI. Um, basically, this is for me, it's an arcade game. All right, really. I think in terms of can this game truly replicate football strategies 100%? No way. It may come close in certain areas, but it's not perfect in that sense. So what I did in the FIFA Club World Championships, I mean, we played Pumas and we actually had to, 4-2. We played a wide 4-2-3-1. Had to go on penalty kicks. We did, however, use a few substitutes in that match. We didn't play very well, but in the final itself, we actually used the 4-4-2. We beat Independiente 4-0. It was a resounding win over them. My last goal was pretty fun to watch. Greek to Z Gomez, and then they play it out wide to Lopez. Lopez goes out wide, and then he drops in a cross. Z Gomez comes in and slots home the fifth goal of the match. The other goals in the match, typical. It felt like typical 4-4-2 goals, like Ndiaye out to Lopez, then to Z Gomez, and he plays it to Colado. Colado plays it through to Will Grigg, splits the defense and goes in to score. So I wasn't too unhappy with this game and the 4-4-2. But the goal here is for me to carry on making tactics, different kinds of tactics. So I made a four. I basically took my 4-2-3-1, right, and just pushed the two guys up front, uh, keeping all the same settings except for the wide play. This guy became an attacking playmaker. This guy became an attacking midfielder on support. This guy became a ram router, which is very much like my old other 4-3-3 systems. These two guys were deep line playmakers, one on defense, one on support, wing back on defense, a fullback on defense, and a wing back on support. So in this, largely still play with a deep D line. We managed to beat Wolves narrowly. Don't think we are a side that can play very well with a wide 4-2-3-1. I'm lacking one or two players in critical areas. We then went to a deep 4-2-3-1 wide against Spurs, and we won this game as well. Pretty even match. Not too unhappy. So I modified the tactics slightly in terms of roles and duties. And if you guys are wondering, then just pop me a question on the comments and I'll go through. Or I might do another show where I actually go through all the tactics individually. Here we have a 4-1-4-1 I use. I love the 4-1-4-1. So this is a I think I've had it the whole season. I just never used it. We scored two early goals, fifth minute, eighth minute. I was like sitting down there going, what the hell is going on? In the fifth minute, more to Mamija. This is where my 4-1-4-1 excels with the fullback running wide and dropping crosses for the striker in the box. So once again, but here, how did this 4-1-4-1 play out? I mean, why was it so good? Uh, they had attacking. They had attacking fullbacks too. So every time they go up, they left me gaps. They always struggle to get back. You see how high their fullback is, and then he has to track all the way back. And then they pull. We have a playmaker in the middle who pulls players apart. So against teams that don't have very good positioning and concentration, done deal. We should be winning those matches. Then against Middlesbrough, when still used the four, I think this was the 4-1-4-1 against Middlesbrough. Then we played Watford, revenge time. We swapped to another system. Remember earlier, Watford beat us at home 3-4. So this time we went with a tactic I might use till the end of the season. This 4-3-3. Oh, I like to think of this as a 4-3-3 actually. There's several variations of the same system that I use. And against West Ham, I used the 3-4-3. I wanted to try and use my Chelsea system with a slight change in it, and we beat West Ham narrowly, I might say. I wasn't too impressed with how well we played this game. Then Coventry, let's not talk about Coventry. I think I was upset. Fans were upset. Management was upset against Southampton 2-1. I went back to the 4-2-3-1. So today's show, we'll look at the 4-2-3-1 in detail. I'm going to run through all the settings. So this show is basically going to be how I use the 4-2-3-1, the logic behind why I use the 4-2-3-1, the way I use it, right? Okay. Now, I like to create what I like to call an overload situation. Now, in real football, in the real world, teams like Liverpool, they like to create overloads in the center. So I'm trying to create an overload in the center using three attacking midfielders here. Now, it puts a lot of pressure on teams because when they start coming in to mark these players, it frees up my wingers. So my wingers can now attack the flanks, which is what happens against some teams who choose to attack me, which is the reason why we're doing so well. One of the reasons why we are doing so well is simply because when they commit to defending against me, they free up the flanks, and if they attack me, I have a counter attack waiting for them as well. Now, in the team itself, we use broad shouts like attacking mentality. I have to play with a fluid or very fluid shape because we I want to try and bring everybody closer in terms of how they think as a team. So I choose very fluid or fluid, yes. And in terms of team instructions, I keep it simple, pass into space, play out of defense with crosses, prevent short goalkeeper distribution. The only thing I mess with is my defensive line because I want to create defensive line traps. So I use this to create a trap. Now, if I want a deep trap, I go slightly deep. If I want a higher trap, I go slightly higher, but I never push above normal because I still want my counter attacks. Now, if I push it any higher than that, I'm basically camping. Now, how do my traps work? My traps work courtesy of these two players, and they are here essentially to make it harder for teams to go through my middle. So they're forced out wide. I want to force them to my left flank. Originally, we had Kone here. Now, that was a perfect situation for me. Kone comes here, we win the ball, we drop a counter. In fact, some of my greatest games played last season was with Kone winning the ball here and we launching counter attacks from this position here. And it kept being beautiful to watch. I mean, a lot of the time we just overloaded them in the center with the counter attacks and we won. Um, and it was happy because we were a team everyone expected to lose. In fact, my Champions League was a surprise because every we were underdogs in nearly every single match. So nearly every single team played attacking against me, which was perfect for us because we if we end up playing against a team that's sitting back and defending, then we will have a really hard time because we can't do that. We're not that smart or savvy enough to unlock sides. So if there's a team that's very savvy and they're trying to unlock me, I probably won't play on a higher mentality. I'll probably drop my mentality and then I'll probably go down to fluid because I don't want to commit everybody to those attacks. And I would have to play with really good players who can unlock sides. Like my attacking playmaker will be important. Here, once again, my deep line playmakers will be important. If you notice in one of the other shows, I use this guy as a DM. Now I've changed it to DLP. The reason is pretty simple. A DLP shoots less often, but I can adjust his closing down instructions to mimic that of a ball winning midfielder. So he can go more if I wanted to. And I don't have to tackle harder. Now, if I change this guy to a defensive midfielder, he will tackle harder and his closing down is sometimes, but it's like they have locked in closing down instructions. So we want to try and duplicate this as closely. So here it's got sometimes as well. If I go more, so his closing down is almost the same as that of a defensive midfielder, except he does not tackle hard. So there we go with a deep line playmaker on support. So that's what we have here now. So we got two of them, and both of them play direct passes. This is important because of my counter-attacking strategy. Both of them must be able to pass the ball. So they got passing of 14 and decisions of 14. So Olmedo is is pretty much a pretty good defensive midfielder right now. More, well, he's not supposed to be playing, right? It's supposed to be Abel Collado. So Abel Collado is fit, so he's gonna go back in. Abel Collado also has got decent passing and decisions. Now, these two players also need to have good positioning and defensive awareness. So concentration, composure, determination, and positioning, they have to have that in, they have to have some of that. Minimum requirement would be 12. Very good would be 17. Average should be 14. Here on the left flank, this left flank is a very important left flank for me. The wing back is on defend duty. I need him to be on defend duty because of what's happening in front. In front of him, we've got a player that's going to be trying to make passes, and there's going to be a lot of attacking play coming down this flank. I expect it to happen because I've left it open, and it's even more open because we have an attacking playmaker on attack duty over here. This means that I probably will not have any coverage when I lose the ball here, and this Colado will have to step in. Now, this is the reason why Colado is so important in my side. Last season, I could afford to move Colado here and Olmedo here when I found an attack coming on this way, which made us a very balanced team because Kone was superb. This season is a different matter altogether. Most of our goals conceded have this season come from this flank, which is our weaker flank. So let's go through, that covers basically the broad instructions that I use and how I use my defensive line and where my traps are coming from. Once again, my trap was set here last season. This season, my trap isn't working very well. So, yeah, it's not ideal. So if you want to use a similar tactic like this, then please get yourself a wing back on defense. I used the center back and I put him here because he had a left foot, so he could actually play on this flank as well. So Hajek now comes in. His instructions are pretty simple. They are locked in short passing, and we use the default instructions here. As a player, Hajek is got decent positioning of 14, composure of 11, which is okay, anticipation of 14, higher would be good, concentration of 14, which is good, marking of 13, which is not so good. Kone at 14 or 15, and tackling of 14. Now, technique is good for a defender, right? But you have to remember that when you look at attributes, uh, yeah, 14 for tackling for a defender, central defender, and 14 for tackling for a fullback is going to be slightly different. It's a bit technical, but um, if you scour the forums deep enough, you'll find out that attributes are weighted as well by position. So we want to find, if I wanted to get a really good player locked in, taking care of my left flank, I'll probably look for a defender, okay, to play, who can play as a fullback. So here we have a defender, but once it becomes a fullback, naturally the weighting of the attributes will shift slightly. So here he has acceleration, but a lot of the time this season, František has been 50-50. His ratings, even though you can see 6.96 in the last 5 games, he had 2 good games and then horrible 3 earlier games. He sucks sometimes, which is a pain in the ass for me. All right, let's go to the defenders. Central defenders, same instructions, except everybody here passes it short, except for Mameja. He's got shoot less often included. He's a wing back on attack. Now, this is my energizer battery, so you better have acceleration. You better have natural fitness. He better be able to cross or pass, have composure, dribbling. So my normally I play Mafio on this flank. This Bosnian of ours hardly ever gets a chance to play because he's not nowhere near as good as Mafio. Mafio is the player I normally use. He's got very good acceleration, good enough, but his first touch has always let him down. So sometimes I worry about him on that flank. The DLPs, well, they both are standard DLPs with more direct passes. And we've already covered the attributes earlier. Up front, I've got an attacking playmaker. He's supposed to be the magnet of the team. So he's going to drag players around. He's going to just tackle harder and close down much more, shoot less often, dribble more and more risky passes. Now, there's nothing different about his other PIs. They're all locked in. You want a player here who has the most important um, attribute I think they should have is composure and first touch because these guys are going to have to take the ball. They're going to have to hold the ball under pressure and be able to pass the ball as well. So they need passing and decisions too. So vision is good. Teamwork will be good. Agility and balance as well. I find that playmakers generally, if you can get them with those kind of attributes, you're pretty much sorted. In the central position, we normally play with Germano, but he's injured. He's gonna return to full fitness in a day, hopefully ahead of in before our next match. Dribble less, more direct passes, and close down much more. I see his instructions. Lacazette, close, shoot less often, dribble less, roam from position, move into channels, and close down much more. So he does move into, because this used to be for Joe Hanks, right? So I might change his PIs, because a lot of my PIs are customized for the player. Now I wanted Joe Hanks to move into channels because I just wanted him to get on the end of some goals. So he roams from position because we have a wing back on attack bombing down this flank. It's a very dangerous thing to do. If you, I have left this flank intentionally open as well, because I do want them to come down my flanks, because I expect to be able to defend them. I've got very good central defenders who have got good positioning and concentration, so I allow attacks down the flanks. I don't allow anything through the middle. Um, Up front, we have a DLF on attack. You can play him as a poacher, or one of those DL. You can play him as a poacher, a defensive forward. Now these two roles don't play risky passes, which means that they will just pass to these guys, which is also sometimes kind of cool, good thing to have. All right, I just happen to use a DLF on attack because Gomez is a player. He also has some. He's not a stupid attacker. He's got passing and decisions. I wonder why everybody's arrows are down. They must not be happy with training. So this is how I set up my 4-2-3-1. Now Joe Hanks is this game is no longer the story about Joe Hanks, because I will be switching to a new tactic very soon, and the whole goal of the new system is for me to continue my winning ways. Some slight tweaks needed. Mamija not as good as Mafio. Put Mafio on. Joe Hanks might actually play this game because he's actually better than Ross Barkley in terms of passing decisions. So Joe Hanks might actually come on if Ross Barkley is not doing a good job. Set piece routines, right? I forgot to do that. Corners, simple. We've got a striker closing down. We've got an AMC moving forward. In attack, you want to make sure that this is set up. So we've got somebody taking the short corner routines, and we've got AMC attacking the box. Sometimes I like this to be the striker, actually. Yeah, striker attacking the box. Right, yeah, strikers attacking the box, AMC is inside the box, all sorted. My attack corner routines have been set. I like to keep three back. Yes, I'm very conservative that way. Okay, all right, here we go against Stoke. Stoke are going to be a good test for us, because Stoke is one of those relegation bound teams, and they're actually playing a narrow 4-2-3-1. Okay, finally. Oh, this should be interesting. First time I'm playing against a system that's a narrow 4-2-3-1. Does the AI change its tactics in a game? Yes, it does. It's usually scripted. The AI, if there comes a certain time, if the scoreline is a certain way or certain things are happening, the AI will probably change tactics, roles, and duties in the game. We're going to start off attacking very fluid at the top to make sure that we put a lot of pressure on them. So let's start the match. The boys are heading out. This is Gloucester City Stadium. In case you guys haven't been to Gloucester City's new stadium, this is what we look like right now. Not too bad. Look at this. Multiple tiers covering. Ooh, okay. Change to 2D Classic now. Okay, here. We almost didn't have highlights. Mafio, Lacazette, Lacazette to Solar. I'm worried about Stokes' attack, because they are doing what I would anticipate in a 4-2-3-1. Overload the center and exploit the flanks. Mafio into the box. Z Gomez! It's an opening lead for Gloucester City, as we have overloaded the center and taken the flanks too. So this is going to be an interesting toss-up between the two sides. How do the two sides do? Our goal, overload the center, free up the flanks for the cross. Same way Liverpool sometimes plays against certain teams. No, I'm not saying Liverpool is playing the exact same system. No, 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 they're not. Yeah, Hajek with the ball to Ross Barkley. Barkley to Lopez. Lopez holds it, puts it into space for Ross Barkley, who doesn't realize it until it's too late. Then drops in a cross for Z Gomez. They try to clear the ball only as far as Mafio. Olmedo to Lacazette. Lacazette looks around, finds Mafio. Mafio plays it back to Olmedo. Mafio again with the ball to Olmedo to Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley holds it up. He can't get it to Lopez. This is a bit annoying. Sergi Gomez, what a read from the veteran defender. Lacazette again finds Lopez. Lopez is drifting all over the place. Now he's gone to the center. What a ball for Mafio. Can he give us the perfect cross? No, but Mafio is offside. So Gloucester City have taken the lead. Now let's see if Stoke can overload the center as well, because this the way the system will is. I mean, in a way, the system has been their system has been set up too. They want to overload the center, but it will depend on the right roles. Magic crosses it to St. Johnston. Yeah, if they're going to overload the center, then they have to have the right roles and duties to do that. If they don't have the right roles and duties, you will not overload the center. You might actually open up the center. Lopez to Z Gomez. Here I'm overloading, I'm creating overloads in the central area, dragging players around, and I'm hoping that we continue playing well. Mafia with the throw to Almedo, plays it to Colado. Colado takes it easy, gives it to Hajek. Hajek wingback on defense is up there because the flank is empty. Yep. If the flank is empty, your wingbacks on defense will go forward. Almedo plays it out to Mafio. Aha, this is a wingback on attack. Mafio goes down. Lacazette. Easy pass to Lopez. Lopez has Barkley free. Barkley, oh my lord. Okay, and Barkley makes it too. I thought Barkley was going to get substituted if he didn't score such an easy goal. Mafio again playing a very, very critical role on the right flank. Lacazette square pass to Lopez. Lopez pulls a few players to him, leaves it open for Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, the defenders just didn't do well. They could have blocked that a lot more effectively. So Ross Barkley and Z Gomez playing well. Barkley with a free kick into the wall it goes. Now the corner routine. Let's see our attack corner routine. Does it stay on short or did I not change it? Oh, it looks like it's yes, I have not changed it. Lacazette forgot to. I don't think the corner kick taker was told to play it short. Tisana Brea, Morrison to Markovic. Laza Markovic finds Andrea Zanabria. Hajek does well. No, he does not. No, the defensive line trap did not work. Hajek was not good enough to hold the play down. Here we go. How easily Stoke was able to overload the center, then move my players around. Silva with the corner, cleared away. It's another corner for Stoke City. We're supposed to have one Z Gomez closing down the corner, but apparently he thinks he's far too good for that job. We reached half time. Boys are playing well. I'm going to start looking for signs that the AI is screwing things up. Okay, Sergey Gomez. So the AI has got two duties here. One's defense, one's support. So this obviously is defense. And this guy is on support. Where's number 8? There he is on support. So Ramsela is actually quite far up the pitch. So this suggests a very interesting role here that he's using. Okay, Johnston, which means that I should be attacking down the right. Okay, Webster out to Sergey Gomez. See how deep they don't really have a pivot in midfield at the moment. So we can take we should be attacking down their right, which we are already doing with our wing back. Silva, Mafio wins the ball. Ramsela comes up. Markovic. Oh, Markovic is free. Morrison comes on the flank. Can he cross? He's got an easy cross. Johnston gets to that. Once again, we need to see a lot more before we see whether they have oh, a lot of players have to come back to defend. They're too slow. Yeah, they are playing on the wrong shape. See Gomez. They are Stoke City are playing on the wrong shape. So that explains why they got so many players out of position. All right, Barkley out to Lopez to Almedo, Mafio, Lopez, Ross Barkley. Oh, he's brought down. Jonathan Silva. Now that's a good fullback to get in your side. He's not bad. He's a good fullback. Doesn't I mean defensively he's not bad. Offensively he's kind of good. I had him with my Sporting Lisbon side. I used to look out for him in the game and try to buy him, which is feels like a cheat. Z Gomez was available free, so I didn't cheat. Okay, he was available free, and who's going to say no to a free transfer signing worth 30 million pounds? Morrison, Colado wins that. They fall into the trap now. Can Lopez launch the ball for Z Gomez. Z Gomez must be feeling the tiredness coming on because he was too lazy to run after that ball. When Icon to Silva. Now Jonathan Silva, he is good. If they can free him up, I might be concerned about this flank. Sergi Gomez, Silva again. Silva with the ball, find Vlasic to Ramsela to Silva. Ramsela, are you what I think you are, roaming playmaker? Kind of figured this is going to be the flank that was going to bother me because they got Jonathan Silva now moving up into attack. I should have spotted. I knew this was going to happen when I saw the name. They went and number three, the fullback went from support to attack as well. Oh God, I'm in trouble. Lacazette, oh, decides to bail us out. Thank you very much, Lacazette. Okay, we got a attacking fullback that I respect on the left flank coming down Mafio's right. So when Mafio is attacking, we've got him. We got this guy coming down that flank too, and Ramsela is definitely a playmaker, or either a playmaker on support or even a roaming playmaker, which would be a bit dangerous. But I just have to watch where number eight is going. If eight is on the left and the right, he's a roaming playmaker. If he's only on the left, then he's just a playmaker on the left. Mafio to Lacazette. See, Ramsela, I'm so lucky he's not tackling hard. If he's got the work rate of Colado, I'd be worried. Okay, Z Gomez. The ball is a bad pass. Borisov, Colado. Colado, look at that difference between Ramsela and Colado. Colado is like everywhere. Ramsela is like, oh yeah, if I've not really my day, I'm not going to tackle. You guys take care of it, right? Yeah, that's what Ramsela sounds like. Let's look at Ramsela. Can I find him? Have you scouted him? With work rate, wow, not bad. 16 for work rate. Teamwork is 14. Aha, no wonder your determination is 7. Okay. Yep. His desire. Ramsela is coming off. Yes, they've decided to take Ramsela off. Ramsela was ineffective. Mafio. He doesn't want to go up and down, so it's costing Stoke. Lopez inside the box takes a shot, hits the side netting. I was lucky because they're out of their two central midfielders. Now let's look at Solar. What kind of a player is Solar? Solar, work rate, determination. Oh, 19. Now we have a problem. Now we have a problem. Jonathan Silva is on the same flank. Okay. Mafio, chill. Have a chill pill. Relax. All right. Colado, come here. Gomez, go here. All right. We've got a choo-choo train coming down in that flank. His name Jonathan Silva. Mafio to Lacazette. Lacazette crosses Sergey Gomez. Morrison. Olmedo wins the ball back. They clear it. Lacazette can't get to it. Colado. Vlasic. Oh God. Sanabria is off. To Shakiri. To Marco Wick. Marco Wick makes it 3-2. This is going to be a finish. They cut through the middle. That was a fantastic counter attack by Stoke City. They, oh man, the way he took out my fullback. Colado out of position. And I had just moved Gomez there as well, so he couldn't really tackle him hard. This is going to be crazy. Ross Barkley to Mafio. Mafio to Olmedo. Lopez. Lopez goes wide. Tries to drag a few players with him. He does that very well. Lacazette has Mafio on the right flank. Come on, use him. Mafio. Now he's not going to go down the flanks easily. Olmedo takes a crack. Lopez has a chance to get a corner. No. Olmedo. Oh, this is dangerous. Sergey Gomez is stuck in no man's land. What is he going to do? Holds him up. Morrison. Vlasic. Oh, this is bad. Solar. Markovic. They have a difference now. They've got Solar in the side, and Solar is giving me a headache. What do I do? I have to make a change. Um, they have a very good combination. Very hardworking two central midfielders. So we may need to take out somebody. Ross Barkley, work rate is 11, determination is 12. Joe Hanks, this is one time where I may actually need Joe Hanks. Yeah, Joe Hanks is coming on. Joe Hanks, you're coming on for Ross Barkley. All right, Gloucester City 3, Stoke 2. We are also stopping pass into space. We're going to go retain possession now. Mafio, Mm. Come on, Ross Barkley. Hey, Joe Hanks. What am I saying? Webster wins that under some pressure, passes it to Mafio. Mafio plays it back to Johnston. Okay, we have a change in Stokes. Now they've gone to an attacking 3-4-3. Where is Solar playing? 7 is Solar, 15 is Machete. Okay. Z Gomez, Olmedo. Solar is trying his best to close players down, but he's too slow. Lacazette, they play the ball out to Webster. There you go. They got Solar, and now they got Jonathan Silva as playing as a winger. Okay, we might be able to hold them off attacking 3-4-3. Webster to Mafio. Mafio finds Colado. Colado will easily find a player. Lopez, so many players in support. Lopez to Hanks. Hanks has got decent passing decisions, but nowhere near as good in terms of strength. Was sick. I was hoping Hanks would release that a lot faster. Markovic, this will be our defender's ball. No, it's not our defender's ball. It's a lot of players in the box. Sergey Gomez, Markovic, blocked. All right, boys, we're going contain, very fluid. Yes, we're gonna hold on this lead. Everybody sing the same song. It's called Defend. Shakiri with a corner. Sergey Gomez clears that. Lopez is away. Lopez has a chance to lead the counter. This 2 against 1. Come on, Lopez. Now it's 2 against 2 into the box. And oh my god, it's almost an own goal. He could have released Joe Hanks a lot earlier, but I think he saw Joe Hanks and went, screw you, you're not getting the ball. All right, it's corner to be taken by Lopez. Lopez, Sergey Gomez rising up. This is not good, but we have three boys back. We have 6 players back. We have the whole team coming back very soon. Yes, the whole team is back, except for the one striker up there. Vlasic crosses it, Johnston easily. So now we got everybody behind the defensive line, except for the striker. Shakiri's cross into the hands of Johnston. There's so many boys back, so many yellow shirts back, that it's going to be very hard for Stoke to find a player to pass to. So they're going to have to press high. If they do press high, that's good for me. But I'm playing contain, very fluid. This is the most defensive setting I can think of, apart from pulling more players back physically. Colado, that would be like, I changed the roles and duties of most of my players. Lacazette loses the ball. Machete, but that's enough. Gloucester City have beaten Stoke City 3-2. It was a good game. Let's look at the overview once again. As you can see, not much of a heat map to talk about. This time we're all over the pitch, which is the way sometimes now I play. I've got heat maps all over the place. We do pretty okay. The whole idea here now is to make sure that we keep the ball effectively. So you look at my passing triangles, everyone is involved, even the goalkeeper in keeping the ball. It's fair. It's a fair result. I mean, where we are is almost a reflection of our quality in our side. If you're looking at our team at the moment, Gloucester City, they aren't crap anymore. Not Our season preview has us quite high up the table as well. So I'm looking at the season preview, third in the Premier League. Let's look at the season preview. We are expected to fight for Europe. So 30-1. So we are now one of the better sides on the table. So Gloucester City, 30-1 to lift the title. We're good enough to give teams above us a problem. You can see here West Ham, Stoke. We've already lost to Watford this season. Newly promoted side that sprung a big upset. Uh, yes, interesting. So this season is coming along. Now, what am I going to do? I mean, I like this 4-2-3-1. It's not really. Should I continue using this 4-2-3-1? You think, or should I go to another tactic? I want to leave it up to you guys. You tell me what I should do. Why not? Why don't we do this? Why don't you send me your tactic? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Why don't you guys send me a tactic? I'll have a look at it, and then I might play that tactic with changes. Of course, I'll say, okay, I'm looking at this tactic. I think, yeah, it's not bad. I'll make these tweaks. I'll make that tweak. I'll say, and then I'll play your tactic with my team. Ah, that's an even better idea. So for some of the shows, I will do that. So it becomes your tactic on my show, right? Gloucester City using your tactic. Yeah, we might have to tweak it here and there, but I think that's could work. So send me your ideas. Let me know what you think. Drop me a note here on Twitter at Busternet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their generous contribution to the show. You keep this channel going, and I look forward to hearing from all of you very, very soon. You take care. Bye bye.